to clear lunch debts for students at schools in White County. It started after one conversation with the district in 2017.
It's very meaningful to the kids. We have a lot of families who are struggling right now.
So Mike decided to help. In total, the district says he's donated nearly $16,000 from donations and profits.
I cry sometimes. You do. Some people just, it break your heart. Even though I got tears running there, it still makes me feel real good that I've got to help someone.
Small gestures creating a lasting impact. Caitlin Ross, NBC News, Cleveland, Georgia.
And that is nightly news for tonight. A programming note, join us tomorrow night for an exclusive interview with the acting director of the Secret Service. Thank you for watching. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
And again, you got that big smile that gets you an extra few peanuts.
News lives in the now.
Look at this. You can't even see anything anymore.
Let's break down what we know.
You gotta see this.
News for the generation of now is NBC News Now. From News 7 KWWL, this is breaking news.
That's right. We begin tonight with some breaking news here at 6 o'clock out of the city of Dubuque. The very popular National Mississippi River and Museum and Aquarium has had to close its Gulf of Mexico exhibit in the aquarium area. Several fish, we've learned, and an eel died in an accident recently. The museum says a leak occurred in the HVAC system, which apparently contaminated the aquarium area, causing what they call a bacterial bloom. Now remember, it's only in that part of the popular tourist attraction, the aquarium area there. Staff, by the way, were able to rescue many of the fish still alive inside, so the aquarium section, we're told, will have to be closed probably up to around 6 weeks as the aquarium workers make sure it's safe and secure to put all the fish back into that region there. So that's the update tonight from our breaking news at 5 o'clock out of Dubuque. Decision 2024, as we know right now in Iowa, early voting got underway today in our state with only 20 days until Election Day, November 5th. A lot of Iowans already taking advantage of the opportunity to cast your votes early. And KWWL reporter David Warrington has more tonight. He's in Cedar Rapids.
Across the state of Iowa, including right here in Lynn County, early voting is underway. Here at Lyndale Mall in Cedar Rapids, voters are making their voices heard. People in Cedar Rapids lined up at Lyndale Mall today for the first day of early voting. Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate says a lot of people have already cast their votes.
We're seeing a very strong turnout, over 200,000, which is very good at presidential year. Last year we had about 157,000 same time. Presidential years, people tend to come out a little harder and stronger, but there's still some room for people to get out and get their voice heard.
Matt Warfield, Deputy Commissioner of Elections in Lynn County, explained the importance of being able to vote early.
A lot of people travel for work, they have unpredictable schedules, and they aren't necessarily available on Election Day. So it gives them the opportunity to come down to our office, take care of that voting process before their unpredictable schedule might pull them away and they might miss the opportunity to vote.
We caught up with one voter getting ready to cast their ballot. He encouraged others to do the same.
Man, it's great for the community. As you can see, everyone back here is in the line at Lyndale Mall. Everyone should come in here and get the voting, guys. It's good for the local government and the major government, y'all.
As Election Day gets closer, Secretary Pate encouraged those voting by mail to do so in a timely manner.
We want to caution people, if you're going to vote by mail, please allow time for the mail to get there, because if it's not in the possession of the auditor on Election Day, you won't get counted.
Absentee ballots need to be received in your county auditor's office by 8 o'clock on election night. Early voting will continue right up until Election Day this year. That falls on November 5th. In Cedar Rapids, David Warrington, News 7 KWWL.
Okay, David, valuable information there, of course, on early in-person voting underway across Iowa. Now, if you don't want to cast an absentee ballot in person, you can still request an absentee ballot, of course, by mail. However, that request form must be received by your county auditor by 5 o'clock on October 21st. That is next Monday. Be advised there. Meanwhile, Iowa Democrats holding events in Cedar Rapids and Iowa City today trying to rally voters to get to the polls this year. The chair of the Iowa Democratic Party, that's Rita Hart, telling some Eastern Iowa voters today the important issues on the ballot in Iowa this year, and that Democrats, they say, are the ones standing behind Iowans.
Very sure that you understand just how important this election is, that you actually get to the polls. We're here as Democrats to make sure that people understand that we are standing up for middle-class Iowans, that our candidates are on the right side of the issues that matter to Iowans.
Now remember, you must have a valid ID with you in order to vote. The early voting in Iowa takes place from today all the way through November 4th. Iowa Republicans, meanwhile, have already voted early, including Governor Kim Reynolds and U.S. Senator Chuck Grassley. They too are encouraging voters to vote early, keep Republican majority, they say, in the Iowa House and Iowa Senate, and re-elect Iowa's 4 members of the House and Senate in Washington, D.C. Right? Remember, they're all Republicans, our D.C. delegation. We did talk today with the chair of the Linn County GOP, who says they're wanting to get as many people involved this year as possible for what they say and call the good of Iowa.
We've encouraged our folks in the several races that we have around the county and even in the urban area, in the city, in Cedar Rapids, to be involved, to go out and door knock, make sure your friends know about it. Yeah, we want people to be involved. So, because the outcome's going to affect you.
And of course, we do have all of the year's voting deadlines available for you right now to check out. Just go to kwwl.com. A lot of election information on our website. Election day, again, as David mentioned, November 5th. It's going to be here before you know it. An update here tonight. The John Deere layoff saga, unfortunately, is continuing across Iowa tonight, with word today from John Deere that 287 production employees are going to be let go at 3 plants in Iowa and Illinois, over in the Quad Cities area this time. About 80 of those workers will be at a facility in Davenport. The company said the decisions were made due to what they call lack of demand for their equipment. They say it's not related to any moves with production moving elsewhere. The layoffs will be effective January 3rd. Already more than 1,000 John Deere workers have been let go at facilities across the state this year. It is 6:05 on a late Wednesday afternoon, early evening. Weather conditions right now, beautiful shot there as the sun is about to set at Cedar Falls Utilities. Live camera capturing that tonight, a beautiful picture here on a Wednesday. Let's talk weather conditions right now and more about the comet. Is that right? The comet?
Yes, the comet tonight.
Okay, I think I called it, did I call it a meteor earlier?
It was a little different. It's just how it's,
what
it's made up of. Okay. So the comet, you'll be able to see that in the western sky here tonight. Sunset is about 6:25, 6:24, about 45 minutes from that point. So maybe a little bit after 7 o'clock, look in the western sky. Stay away from any city lights to be able to see that comet. And for the next couple of nights as it gets higher and higher in the sky. As for the temperatures, you'll need to bundle up though. A little on the chilly side. Right now, numbers are running in the 50s. A touch of frost possible in some locations tomorrow, but otherwise looking at temperatures in the 40s the next several mornings. And your hour-by-hour forecast showing temperatures to drop down into the middle 30s. So a little bit warmer starting off tomorrow. And then tomorrow is a concern when it's a high fire danger for tomorrow and Friday. Dry vegetation, warm temps, low humidity, and a gusty wind area-wide. Please avoid any outdoor burning. Be extra careful tomorrow if you are working in the fields tomorrow, and make sure it doesn't start any fires going. We'll talk more about this and your 10-day forecast in just a bit.
Another update for you tonight here at 6 o'clock. A lawsuit that goes back to 2020, actually, regarding an incident back then, an alleged sexual assault at a fraternity house on the campus of the University of Iowa. Finally, that lawsuit has been resolved after about a 4-year period. The lawsuit had been filed by a female student at the University of Iowa. She alleged that she had been raped at the fraternity house known as the Phi Gamma Delta, the Fiji House, and she said that happened in September of 2020, and that she was too intoxicated to give consent. Now, both defendants named in this case had said all along it was consensual. They denied any assault allegations. Moved to the lawsuit now, the victim's attorneys, Ball, Kirk, and Holm, say she has resolved her lawsuit against both defendants, along with the University of Iowa Fiji chapter and the National Fiji Organization. In Dubuque tonight, students from flight schools around the Midwest have come to the Tri-States. They are showing off their aviation skills in competition in conjunction with the Dubuque Regional Airport and the University of Dubuque. It's all thanks to that big partnership because they have such a great facility over there and, of course, the program at the University of Dubuque. More tonight from KWWO Dubuque Air reporter Tara Konieczny.
Students at the Dubuque Regional Airport are testing their aviation skills in two challenging competitions, short field landings and power-off landings.
I'm competing in the aircraft recognition event. You're shown a picture of an airplane for 3 seconds and you have to try and identify it. Its manufacturer, model number, and nickname.
This multi-day competition includes various events for student pilots, highlighted by today's landing challenge. Pilots from each school must land as close as possible to a marked line on the runway. Another test requires students to perform a gliding landing with the engine idle, aiming for the same target.
From a very young age, it was always in my blood, and it always brought me so much excitement and joy. And
first-year UD flight student Lily Pfeiffer is one of the few women in the University of Dubuque's flight school. The FAA reported in 2020 that women made up just over 8% of pilots, but that number is growing.
Student pilots from each school really make up what's happening in aviation. It's a big turnover from the days when I was flying and everybody kind of looked like me.
Pfeiffer notes that she isn't looked at different because of her gender at UD and that no one pays attention to it.
Oh, I don't fit in here, I'm a woman. Like, no, like they don't care, you don't care. You just have to be okay with becoming one, all one. You have to get over that barrier and intimidation.
With several other flight schools getting to interact with each other, students not only get to show off their aviation skills, but also get to know other students and connect.
One other girl in my ground school. Yeah, it's a small group, but we find each other pretty quickly and we stick together, yeah.
Now, these events not only showcase the students' training, but also it prepares them for real-life scenarios like simulated engine failure. In Dubuque, Tara Konieczny, News 7 KWWL.
Sarah, thanks very much. All right, coming up here tonight the voting impact. How voting is done in Iowa actually impacts the way we secure and improve our elections worldwide. How about that? That's coming up. Welcome back here tonight at 6 o'clock. As we mentioned earlier, early in-person voting now underway here in Iowa. And as that happens, some residents of Europe have come to our state collecting data on our election process. The United States is a member of a worldwide security organization which offers support and recommendations on how to improve elections in the future. KWWL reporter Emily Moss has more tonight after talking with some of the European observers.
Through the United States State Department, visitors from Europe are currently in the state, traveling to observe the election process here in Iowa.
Anna and Daniel arrived in Iowa earlier this month. Anna is from Sweden and Daniel is from Hungary. As long-term election observers, they are working leading up to Election Day, collecting data on the election process. The information they gather will be analyzed and published with recommendations for other countries as part of the OSCE, or the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Once the observers arrive, they all meet to go over their objectives and where they will go.
Yeah, so we had an earlier briefing at DC, Washington DC, with all the team members, all other long-term observants, and after that we were deployed in the specific states here in Iowa.
Anna says they study a wide variety of people involved in elections leading up to the big night.
In Iowa, it is the Secretary of State. It would be the county auditors and other people involved with the actual administration of the elections, but also the candidates, the political parties, NGOs working with voter-related issues, journalists could be, academics, basically even voters, everybody who could give us an understanding of the process.
This is Daniel's first long-term observing mission. Anna has been to over 15.
The group will leave at the end of this week for Minnesota, where they will stay until the end of the week for the U.S. elections. Emily Moss, News 7, KWWL.
All right, Emily, thanks for the update tonight. We'll be coming back here with another check of our forecast with Storm Track 7 Chief Meteorologist Mark Schnackenberg. That's coming up in a moment. And welcome back here tonight. Your news live at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday. Let's hand things over right now to Chief Meteorologist Mark Schnackenberg. A lot of things going on right now. Looks nice out there, even though it's getting dark pretty early, isn't it?
It's going to continue to do that over the next several weeks until we change the clocks back, eventually before 5 o'clock, as we take a look at another shot at viewing the comet. Yes, if you missed it yesterday, we still have a few more times, but October 11th, it was really low on the horizon. Each and every night it's been a little bit higher, so tonight's the 16th, so it sits about here. It'll continue to get higher and higher and higher, and also will be not as bright, so it'll be more dim as we head through the next couple of nights. Look towards the west, about 45 minutes after sunset. Sunset's about 6:30, so maybe about 7:15 or so after that over the next couple of nights. You should be able to see it. Also looking at a full moon here coming up for tomorrow night. Right now it's a crystal clear sky in Waterloo, 57 degrees. The wind is light, clear sky across Iowa and the surrounding states, and that's going to continue here for the next several days. As for that wind, it's nice and light, and that's good news here through the evening hours because it's getting a little on the chilly side. Wind picks up here tomorrow, gusting to 35 miles an hour. It is going to be a windy day. It's a south wind, and that wind will continue here even through the evening and into the overnight hours. And with that, dry vegetation out there, the humidity level is going to be really low, warmer temperatures and that gusty wind. Yes, please avoid any outdoor burning. We have a high fire danger for tomorrow and on Friday. Any little field fire can get out of control in a hurry with the conditions that we have in place for tomorrow. And burn bans are in effect for many locations as well, so no burning expected. Little to no rain in the forecast over the next 7 days, unfortunately. Temperatures tonight will bottom out in the mid-30s under a clear sky. Little patchy frost possible, not like last night where it ended the growing season as temperatures were down into the 20s. 60s to about 70 for your highs tomorrow. Again, a high fire danger for the late morning into the afternoon hours. Sunshine continues here for Friday, Saturday, as well as into Sunday as the temperatures continue to climb. Close to 80 degrees in some spots here on Sunday. About a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind. Notice the overnight lows only down into the 40s. Very small chance for a spotty shower. Probably Monday night. It could be into the early morning hours on Tuesday, but I think most of the day on Tuesday is going to be dry, and that'll continue through Friday. Another chance at a couple of showers there on Saturday. Otherwise, above normal temperatures for the next 10 days in the 70s. Ron?
Got it, Mark. Thanks a lot. Still to come tonight, the 9th-ranked Iowa State Cyclones, undefeated, look to continue their perfect season. This Saturday, the opponent will be Central Florida in a conference matchup. College basketball. Ben Jacobs and UNI Panthers meet the media today. Sports director Rick Coleman takes us there.
Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. I just read a heading. I think it came from Andrew. It says, I thought it said new cars. I said, we're going to.
In the spring, when we're in the transfer portal, we're looking for the same type of young guy that we're looking for when we're recruiting high school players, right? And very fortunate.
Make sure you're fueling.
You have to have a mindset that, you know, no matter how you plan to get off to a great.
We'll be riding the bus before we get.
Yeah.
Taking Ubers.
Yep. Well, we don't even do that because that's going to cost too much. It would be a bus.
Yeah, it'll be a bus.
It'll be a bus.
It'll be a bus. Yeah.
Try
to get us on a Goodwill bus.
I sure hope they figure out this dang Adobe Premiere Pro situation soon because
Why?
I edit my shows. Michael, Tyler, Shelby, Bo, all those people use.
Wow.
You guys, all the stuff down in Master Control.
Oh,
Jeff says,
seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, there's a dispute about our subscriptions haven't been, or something there. This is in 4 days they go away.
Wow.
4 days.
Wow.
Now, KWWL Sports.
The newest edition of the UNI men's basketball program meeting with the media today at the McLeod Center. Panther head coach Ben Jacobson begins his 19th season on the hill with a reloaded lineup. The Panthers are picked to finish second in the Valley and return 3 starters: senior forward Titan Anderson, senior center Jacob Hudson, and junior guard Trey Campbell, all back for the Panthers this winter. But with several defections last spring, Coach Jacobson had to go to the transfer portal to sign 4 players: guard Max Webrod, forward Ben Schweiger, forward Wes Rubin, and guard Cale Schmidt. Coach Jacobson talks about the transfers adopted in the UNI basketball culture.
In the spring, when we're in the transfer portal, we're looking for the same type of young guy that we're looking for when we're recruiting high school players. Right? And very fortunate a year ago to get Jacob Hudson. Right? And what a terrific fit and a terrific culture guy for us. And his leadership right now is off the charts. And so we're looking for all of the same characteristics. Right? You've got to be a good basketball player. But we want you, our hopes are that we can find terrific young guys, right, from great families and do that in the transfer portal, not have our formula change because we're in the spring and we're looking at transfers as opposed to high school players. We've wanted that to stay the same. Right?
Now the Panthers open against Dubuque, hosting the Dubuque team in their season opener on November 4th at the McLeod Center. College